Okay, so we are at the top of page 72 now using panels. Much of the functionality in Photoshop resides in the panels, so you will learn to navigate them and quickly find the ones you need. In this section, you will learn how to resize, expand, and convert panels to icons and then back to panels again. You will also learn how to save your favorite workspaces so you don't have to set them up every time you work on a new project. Choose Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. To put the panels back to their default locations. Putting the panel system to use. So we're on page 73 now. Photoshop has a default setting for all the panels. It's what you see when you initially launch Photoshop. There are many panels and not all of them are needed for all projects. This is the reason Photoshop has defined workspaces, which can help you streamline your workflow. There are many pre-built workspaces available under the Window Workspace menu. You pick the one that helps you find the features you need for the task at hand. So at this point, you have just reset the Essentials workspace. Test different workspaces by selecting Painting and then Photography from the Window Workspace menu. So Window Workspace, and let's try Painting. And you can see we've got more panels added over here. Window Workspace, Photography. And there's different panels available there. Once you have seen how panels can be collapsed and others made visible, return to Window Workspace Essentials. So here we go. Window Workspace Essentials, which is the default right here. Now we're on page. Keep in mind that all these panels are accessible at all times from the Window Workspace menu right here. Window Workspace, and here they all are. Okay, so now we're at the top of page 74. To open panels that are not visible, choose the Window menu. If there is a check mark to the left of the panel listed, it means that the panel is already open. Photoshop CS6 can determine whether a panel is hidden behind another. Panels that are hidden this way will not be marked as open, so you can select in the Window menu to bring the hidden panel forward. So we're going to select the Brush tool over here, which mine's already selected. Click the Swatches tab that is hidden behind the Color panel in the docking area to the right. So right here is, let's see, there's Color. Right here is Swatches. Okay, click the Swatches tab to bring it forward, and we did that. Click the color called Pure Red Orange. So they all have a name. It looks like they're in pure. What was it again? Pure Red Orange. So Pure Red Orange, right there. I'm going to click that. Oh, I think I right-clicked on accident. Right here, Pure Red Orange. Okay. Notice that when you cross over a color, a tooltip appears. You can also select Small List from the Swatches menu in the upper right corner. That might have been easier if you click here, and there you can see it, all the names. I guess they're different paint color swatches. I'm going to click cancel. Okay. Choose to view the swatches panel as a list. Small list. And there are all the names. And I could scroll down and find the pure, they're all in alphabetical order. Find pure, I guess I should go to the oranges. Right here, Pure Red Orange. Somewhere. Anyway, they all have names there, so if you'd rather look at it for names, you can. You can also make this panel bigger by pointing between the two panels and dragging down. And there you can see the list. Yep, Pure Red Orange. There we go. Okay, now number 4 at the top of page 75, with the brush tool selected, start painting in the upper left corner of the image, adding orange to the sky. If necessary, Control Z will undo. Keep in mind that by masking or selecting parts of the image, you can have much more control over where you paint in an image. In lesson 4, we're going to learn more about selections. So I'm going to click here and drag and see how I'm changing the color of the sky. And if I, every time I click and drag, it makes it darker to the color that I've already got. Okay. So choosing other panels, you will now select another panel, the history panel. The history panel allows you to undo and redo steps as well as save versions of your image while you work. In this exercise, you will use the history panel to undo and redo steps. In lesson 5, you'll spend more time in the history panel. So we're going to click the history panel icon that's visible in the Essentials workspace. It's right here. This one's history. So go ahead and click that. Each row in the history panel represents a history state or step. You can click back on earlier states to undo steps that you have taken or redo by clicking the grayed out history state. Keep in mind that if you step back in history and then complete a new step, all the gray history states disappear. This history default can be changed by selecting history options from the history panel and checking allow nonlinear history. So I'm going to, right now, when I've got this open, I'd like to see more. So if I point right here and I get the double-headed arrow at the bottom of this panel, I can click and drag it down and I can see more. And then you can see, you can step backwards. Look at the picture as I'm doing this. You can see that the color is gone. Okay. And we can go all the way back to the point where it was opened. And then we can even go to our, it's just like undo, basically. I use the history panel a lot. So click on the various history states and click forward again, and we just did that. Expanding and collapsing your panels. I'm on page 76. To better manage your space, you can collapse and expand your panels. You can do this automatically with a pre-configured workspace, or you can choose to expand only the panels you want to see. You might find that you need to reset your workspace to bring it back to its original configuration. If this is necessary, choose Window Workspace and then Reset Essentials. So collapse groups of panels by double-clicking the dark gray title bar at the top of the panels. Double-click the dark gray bar again to expand them. So right up here is the dark gray panel. I'm going to double-click it. Oh, I'm pointing at the rock. Way up here at the top. There you go. Way at the top. Okay. You can also collapse a panel by clicking the double arrows in the upper right of the panel. So I'm going to expand these again. And right here is the double arrows. And that way you can do that too. Okay. If the history panel is no longer open, click the icon for the history panel. Click the double arrow in the upper right corner to collapse the panel back to an icon. So right here it is. Just left click it and click it again. Okay. Customizing your panels. A panel group is made up of 2 or more panels that are stacked on top of each other. To view the other panels in a group, select the name on the tab of the panel. You will now learn to organize your panels according to your preferences. If the swatches panel is not forward, click the tab that reads swatches. The swatches tab is brought forward. So we've got swatches here. Now select the color tab to bring the color panel to the front of the panel group. Click the tab of the color panel, drag it away from the panel group and into the image area, and then release the mouse. So I'm going to point here on color, click and drag. Okay, and you have just removed a panel from a panel group in the docking area. Rearranging panels can help you keep frequently used panels together in one area. Click the tab area at the top of the swatches panel and drag it over the color panel. As soon as you see an outline around the color panel, release. Now you have made a panel group. Okay. You'll now save a custom workspace. Saving a workspace is a good idea if you have production processes that often use the same panels. Saving workspaces is also helpful if you're in a situation where multiple users are sharing Photoshop on one computer. Select Window, Workspace, New Workspace. In the name text box, type First Workspace. And then click Save. Whenever you want to reload a workspace, whether it's one that you created or one that comes standard with Photoshop, click Window, Workspace, and select the desired workspace from the list. Page 79, Hidden Tools. Some of the tools in the Tools panel display a small triangle at the bottom right corner that indicates there are additional tools hidden under the tool. Click and hold the brush button tool or brush tool to see the hidden pencil, color replacement, and mixer brush tools. So right here, the little arrow, click it. And here are the hidden tools underneath that one. Select the Mixer Brush tool and release. The Color Mixer tool is now visible. The now visible tool and the options in the option bar have changed. The Mixer Brush simulates realistic painting techniques, such as mixing colors on the canvas, combining colors on a brush, or varying paint wetness across a stroke. You will now change the foreground color by selecting the Set the Foreground Color in the Tools panel. So right here's the foreground color. Click it. Position your cursor on the color slide hue to the right of the color pane and click and drag it up until shades of orange appear in the color pane. Right here is what they're talking about. Looks like orange is already in there, so we'll drag it to here. To the right of the color pane. Oh, right here on the color slider hue. To the right of the color pane. Maybe it's here. Okay, number 5. Click once in the color pane to select an orange color. So let's come here to, oranges. There we go. Click once in the color pane to select an orange color. Right here is orange. I'm going to go with this one. Any orange color will do for this exercise, but you can also type a value into the text fields for more accurate selection. In this example, a color with RGB value 236. And we can find RGB right here. 236 for R, G 169, and B 24. Okay. Then I'm going to click OK. Click the Brush Preset Picker button in the Options bar and set the following attributes for the Mixer Brush tool. Right here, I'm going to click this preset one. And for size, we want 175. So for pixels, 175. And the hardness should be 20%. And I'm just going to type in 20. Leave all the other settings in their defaults. There are many options for the Mixer Brush tool, but for this example, you will use a preset that will adjust all the settings to give you a smooth blended result in your image. Top of page 81. Click once on Useful Mixer Brush Combinations drop-down menu and select, okay, Useful. That would be here. I'm going to click that. Oh. Brush. Useful. Maybe it's this one right here. And we want Moist Light Mix preset. Moist Light Mix preset. There we go. Press Control-0 to fit on the screen. So I'm going to do hold down the Control key and hit the 0, and that brings all that up. With the mixer brush tool still selected, start painting in the upper left corner of your image to create a shade of orange, blending in from the corner. Repeat this for all 4 corners in the image. You could always do Control Z. So I'm going to do this over here, all 4 corners, and actually it's all the way around it, kind of. Okay, and then File, Save.